Swordsman / woman. A swordsman is a master of the blade. They can fight with a sword in each hand and are able to use all types of blades. Due to their study of the blade, they are not proficient with any other weapon. They are good with the short sword and knife, as well as with their main swords. Due to their proficiency, they get 3 attacks while using swords, compared to the usual 2. They can also instantly comprehend any enchantments on a sword they are holding. They can move quickly and are excellent at dodging attacks. A swordsman / woman looks like a regular mercenary, a little on the skinny side. They dress in regular mercenary clothing and can wear armor. They start with light armor, and they can upgrade as desired, keeping in mind that as the armor gets heavier, the warrior gets slower and can carry less. The exact weight and problems that occur will be up to the sage. A good starting outfit is a nice sword, a short sword, and a hunting knife. The magic of a swordsman / woman is used to help them excel with the blade and against other opponents using blades. Their magic works best if certain spells are combined with others during an attack. It is up to the adventurer to decide what works best together. A swordsman / woman keeps her spells in their fecht book or fight book. This is like a wizard's spell book. However, when they become hero status, they can start to train others using their fecht book. If it is stolen, the book magically goes blank. They have enough mana for 13 spell slots. Swordsman / woman starts with the following spells. Schnitt. The wielder can make a series of short, swift, powerful slices, 15-20. These can be used to disarm an opponent or to drive an opponent backwards. This spell is used for 1 attack / defense and then needs to be recast. Abwenden. The wielder gets an extra turn to deflect an attack. Duration is dice dependent. Binden. The wielder's blade will automatically connect to the oncoming edged weapon. This can be a sword, spear, arrow, knife, or any edged weapon. This spell is used for 1 attack / defense and then needs to be recast. The following spells can be gained by adventuring. Minor spells. Silence. An area of quiet surrounds the target in the size, square feet, of 1 roll of the die. Duration is dice dependent. Speed. Speeds up a character to twice their natural speed for a certain time limit. Duration is dice dependent. The max attacks per turn for the speeded character is 4. Oberhau. A mighty downward thrust, causing non-magical weapons or shields to be cut through to the opponent on the other side. This spell is used for 1 attack / defense and then needs to be recast. And Binden. The wielder causes any target to want to engage in an instant battle with them. This spell is used for 1 attack / defense and then needs to be recast. Body of Swords. The wielder grows 10 2-foot-long blades out of her body. This causes no damage to the caster, but is razor sharp and will cut through non-magical armor and shields. Duration is dice dependent. Skeelhau. A cut using the backside of the blade, slashing across one of the opponent's eyes. This spell is used for 1 attack / defense and then needs to be recast. Moonblade. The caster creates a blade out of moonlight to fight with. Duration is dice dependent. The blade causes great damage to the undead and blinds all evil beings that look at it. Greatsword. The wielder's weapon becomes a large 2-handed broadsword, weighing as much as a rapier. Duration is dice dependent. Mid-level spells. Underhaw. A mighty underhand cut that slices through armor, weapons, and any non-magical barriers between the wielder and her target. This spell is used for 1 attack / defense and then needs to be recast. Mittelhau. A mighty roundhouse / crosscut that will cut through any non-magical weapon or shield and cut the opponent in half. This spell is used for 1 attack / defense and then needs to be recast. Battle Cut. The ringing of the wielder's sword on the opponent's weapon causes the opponent to flee in terror. This spell is used for 1 attack / defense and then needs to be recast. Rage Cut. The wielder goes into bloodlust, causing an increase in attack strength, speed, and defensive attributes. The wielder does not lose control, but becomes more focused in her attacks. Duration is dice dependent. Winden. The wielder's blade wraps around the opponents, allowing the wielder to disarm the opponent. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Boar's Tooth Guard. The wielder can defend up to 4 attacks, and then quickly thrust his/her sword into the opponent's face. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Or, the tip of the blade shoots off twice as fast as an arrow at the target. The blade tip returns after being fired off. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Anything the tip hits loses all protection. Changing route. The opponent sees the attack coming from a different position than the actual attack is coming from. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Absetsen. The wielder's blade slips up over the opponent's, slamming their blades down and into the substance they're standing on. The opponent's blade is now pinned for 1 turn. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Fechtmeister. The target becomes a master at whatever bladed weapon he/she is holding. They can attack 6 times each turn for the duration of the spell. Duration is dice-dependent. Philo. The wielder's hands become as sharp as the edge of a blade. Duration is dice-dependent. Fletch. The opponent's edged weapon becomes as dull as the flat of a blade. Duration is dice-dependent. Fuelin. The wielder sees what the opponent's attack will be before they make it. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Guard of Wrath. Allows the wielder to defend against any attack, be it magic or non-magic. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Zornha. A lightning-fast cut that instantly disembowels an opponent. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Nakrisen. This spell gains you an extra attack round after the opponent has finished their attack. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Ledger. The wielder stands in a fixed position and cannot be run over, moved, or lifted in any way. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. The 4 Openings. The wielder instantly strikes the opponent in the head, the chest, the stomach, and the groin area. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Foin. The wielder makes a mighty thrust into the opponent. This thrust will go through armor and shields, and any non-magical or magical barriers. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Joko Stretto. As long as the wielder stays within a sword's reach or less of their opponent, every hit made with their feet, hands, or blade will have the impact as if hit by a giant's hammer. Duration is dice-dependent. Halbschwert. The wielder grabs the opponent's weapon with his/her free hand and receives no damage. His/her free hand is now able to hold on to the weapon as long as the spell is active. Duration is dice-dependent. Inside guard. The wielder pulls the opponent into their guard, and the enemy is helpless if the wielder holds him/her there. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Master Cut. The wielder deflects the enemy's attack, and at the same time, makes a mortal hit of the wielder's choice. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Spring. The wielder can leap great distances, 30 to 60 feet, and pour the momentum of the leap into their first attack swing. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Winden. The wielder moves in close, takes the opponent's weapon, and then slams it into the opponent's body. This is done in the blink of an eye. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Healing Blade. A blade with healing powers is created. This blade heals all friendly companions within a 10-foot radius of it. It also heals the wielder. Duration is dice-dependent. Fireblade. A blade of fire is created. This causes fire and regular sword damage. Duration is dice-dependent. Ice Blade. A blade of ice is created. This causes ice and regular sword damage. Duration is dice-dependent. Darkness Blade. A blade of darkness is created. This blade allows the wielder to walk the shadows, traveling from shadow to shadow. Anyone hit with this blade sees their worst nightmare and collapses. The use of this blade attracts undead from anywhere close by. Duration is dice-dependent. Major Spells. Three wonders, a combination of a thrust, a cut, and then a slash in a lightning-quick movement. This attack will defeat any magical protection on an opponent. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Durchführen. The wielder instantly appears on the target's opposite side, and then can strike with surprise. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Backstance. The wielder can hold off up to 10 opponents to allow friends a retreat. Duration is dice-dependent. Blossfechten. The wielder becomes impervious to all non-magical hits, and only takes 1/4 damage from magical hits. Duration is dice-dependent. Vor. The wielder gets to attack, and then attack again before the opponent has a chance to counterattack. This spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Dispelling Blade. The wielder causes all magic to be nullified for a certain time. Duration is dice-dependent. Dual Katanas. Wielder creates two powerful, glowing swords of magic energy that can destroy most magical and non-magical shields, and usually kill the individual behind the shield. Death Blow. The wielder instantly cuts the opponent into 4 pieces, thus killing them. The spell is used for one attack/defense, and then needs to be recast. Weapon of the Deity. The wielder creates a mighty, glowing sword to fight with. This weapon causes massive damage to undead and evil beings. Duration is dice-dependent. Rhoda. The wielder spins as if a giant spinning blade, and can attack 8 times per turn and defend 8 times as well. Duration is dice-dependent.